Hey, what's up YouTube? Jose Barrera with Food Films Network. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Here are the ingredients. You have the ribeye. You can need some celery, Reynolds Kitchen saran wrap, onion and garlic powder. I only showed 2 jars of this beef base right here. You see the black cans of beef base? There's only 2. You're going to need 3. Repeat, you're going to need 3. I didn't show it on the video because I had to pick it up after. Alright, now we're going to trim the tail fat off of this ribeye right here. When I say tail fat, I mean the slanted down portion that is acute and small. Alright, here I'm tracing this line with my finger. This is to show what needs to be cut off. Everything below my finger is going to be cut off. And this is going to be the fat tail portion of the ribeye. This is unnecessary. You could use this for beef stock. You know, boil it in some water once it's sliced off and, you know, do your thing with it. Optional. This right here, I just slid it with my knife. I followed the trace line with my finger, slid it downward. You see the meat in there, it's all red. You want to just follow where the fat lies, so just slice in a downward position until you just get something that looks like this. Now, I trimmed off the fat, and here it is in the sink. You can tell 98% of this, 97% or something up there is definitely all fat. So it's unnecessary today for me, so I don't need it. Other people, you could use this. Feel free. But yeah, pretty simple. All right, now we're going to make the base mixture. It's 2 jars of Better Than Bouillon beef base, 3 tablespoons garlic, 1 tablespoon onion powder. Once you have it in the jar, mix thoroughly. You have to mix thoroughly. And also, we're going to flip the ribeye over now. This is the backside of the ribeye. Get your saran wrap ready because this is a messy process, a very messy process. Take your base, and now we're going to go over to the backside of the ribeye and coat this thing. All right, you see this. Everywhere else has an even distribution of base, but within these grooves, I packed the base. You see this. You can see how dark it is. In all of the grooves of the backside of the ribeye, make sure there's a good amount of base. And be sure to, yes, have your saran wrap ready. You're about to see why. Now, once that's seasoned, done, flip it right there on the saran wrap. You're done with that side. Now you're going to coat the top side of the ribeye. Do it just as you did the back side. There's not much grooves on this side, but, you know, there might be here and there some. Just make sure you pack it in there, but overall, you just want an even distribution of seasoning throughout the whole entire ribeye. All right, as you can see, it took me 30 minutes to wrap this. If you think it is good, wrap it 10 more times. You do not want this to leak. It will be your biggest mistake ever. Do not let this leak. You want it all in there. Exaggerate the wrapping. Take a wet rag, place it into the fridge. This wet rag is because the ribeye right now is at room temperature, so it just holds the cold better for the immediate time being in there. And now I'm gonna have this ribeye in here for 3 days, people. Every single day, flip the big beast over on its other side so it can soak in the seasoning, you know. All right, it is cook day. This is after the 3 days. Preheating my oven to 225. We're starting off very low. We're gonna slow cook this bad boy. And I put some celery in the feast pan. Don't flood the celery, just put water to where it comes up to the celery. This is where you need your 3rd beef base can. All right, I'm gonna pop this bad boy out the saran wrap and let you guys take a look. Like I said, it's been in here for 3 days, and 3 days being rotated every single day. Flip it. This just ensures that every side gets the proper amount of soaking with this stuff. This stuff is salty. This stuff is just, it's a great seasoning. And now look, I put it into the feast pan on top of the celery. Just as you shown the celery, just place the ribeye on top of the celery now with the water, everything in it. Take your saran wrap. There's going to be extra juices in this saran wrap. Just throw it all on top of the ribeye, and then I'm just going to squeeze all the juices out of this. I'm going to take a baster and just go all over it and just baste the whole entire ribeye again. You see how much juice is coming out of here? You want this, people. Trust me. It goes into the water below and it becomes au jus. So when you make your au jus, you have extra. Now here we go. I'm basting it just as shown. Get up everywhere. All right. When your oven is on 225, pop the ribeye in there for 2 to 3 hours. If this process takes too long, pull it back out after these hours and throw it in your fridge. Pop it out the next day. Either way, the next process, 250. Your oven is going to be on 250. Leave the ribeye in there for an hour and a half, 2 hours. After this, turn off your oven. Let the ribeye sit in there for an additional hour. Let's move on to the au jus. The au jus, put a whole pot of water in there. Let it to boil. 2 tablespoons garlic, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, and then the whole can of beef base in there. You're going to want to let the water boil, and there you go. Pull out your prime rib now. After the au jus has boiled, and it's been sitting there for 1 hour in the oven on off. Pull it out. Looks a little dry to the eye, but do not worry, it's perfect. I cut the prime rib in half and I pre-sliced 1/2 of it because I was having company over that night. Our main focus, though, is the cooking of the prime rib. And this is exactly what you want to get. I'm going to take a better look at this right here. This is perfect. Juicy. It's at a rare. That's what you want. Here's a better look at it. And, that's what you want to get. And to upcook it, you're going to want to throw it in the au jus, the boiling water, for however amount you want. I don't know. Everyone has preference to their steaks, what they want, rare, mid-rare, It's all the more tough you want, the longer in the water. And you're going to have to keep checking it. It's all by what the pot you're using, the water you're using, like stuff like that, the amount of everything. It's all different. So thanks for tuning in. This is Jose Barrera with Food Films Network, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please throw a like, a subscribe, and turn the notification bell on if you can. Thanks. Bye.